Hello, this is John Piper with a weekend video, and it's Saturday the 2nd of May. Looking at FTSE to start with, all the action's really in the equities at the moment. The big question mark is there going to be a new fall back, another leg down? We've already seen this rather substantial fall down from around the 7,500 level down to 4.8. And if you look at FTSE, you've got the most feeble A, B, C rally, and now a new pullback resuming. The actual retracement is between the 50% and 38%, it's about 44% thereabouts. Pretty feeble, really. Feeble are the markets I colour, and this looks like an impulsive move down, suggesting that in fact, yes, we're going to see another leg down. However, the Dow is a very different situation. Let's look at the short-term action. Look at FTSE, we've got a very impulsive move here. It's a 5-minute chart. 1, 2. This could be the end of 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. This could be the final part. So, a bounce is in the offing, I think. And Dow and DAX sort of have similar patterns, suggesting that an ABC rally could come in. But on FTSE, new lows look almost definite, but that's not the same as the Dow and the DAX. Alright, so start with the bad news. On the good news side, we've got the Dow, which also saw a clear ABC decline, but they of course can just be wave A of a bigger decline. We do have 5 waves up, and a pretty clear 5 waves up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, suggesting that we're going to see a correction now, A, B, C down here somewhere, and then another leg up. It's quite hard to get a grip on the fundamentals, or the funnymentals, some people call them. They're called technical people technoids, but by the by, because you have got obviously a lot of damage to the economy with what's happened. There's talk of the food chains being disrupted, which could clearly be desperately bad news in some countries, or could be. But the governments are pumping cash into the economy, which has two effects. Firstly, it buoys the whole thing up, and secondly, it devalues the currency values, which of course essentially inflates the price of the shares. So I think there's quite a good case that any decline now would be, as the Dow suggests, a corrective move down. But it's obviously the situation is a lot worse than I'm thinking. As far as the virus is concerned, I think the virus has had its day, really. I gather, as far as I can gather, it's done no more than the normal seasonal flu has done. It's obviously been publicised hugely and been made out to be some kind of monster, but there seems to be no evidence that that is the case, even though it may have appeared so at certain times. It's very hard for governments to react differently when they're confronted with a study like that from Imperial College, saying there'll be thousands and maybe millions of deaths unless they take action. So I'm not trying to lay any blame here, but anyway, that's the way it is. So I think an ABC decline here on the Dow, and then another strong rally is what we might well see. So look at the short-term action here also. So again, we have a possible 5 waves down already. 1, 2, 1, maybe 1, 2 to there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, and 5. That's a bit of a messy count, but I think the case is that we might see again an ABC rally coming in, maybe one more low, but I think the rally is quite close now, and that may well be corrective. I think we will see another leg down. So an ABC from a lower level, maybe A, B, C. These are arbitrary levels, obviously. Then another sell-off. This is about 1,300 points. So quite a decent sell-off. And then that could be a more important low, which does actually hold, and we could then see a stronger recovery. Maybe unduly optimistic, but that's what the chart is telling me. FTSE, a very different picture. Then we have the DAX, which is rather betwixt and between. Still another ABC decline, down 43% off the top, but an ABC to start with. Now that's, in Elliott terms, quite significant, suggesting this is actually an A wave. This is a B wave. This is an A, a B, and a C. So the DAX can be read either way, but a solid 50% retracement, a bit more in fact. We got to 11.4. My target was 11.5, so I was pretty good on that. Similar with the Dow actually, but I haven't got that. Didn't compare the two. So okay, maybe there's some kind of strange 5, but it all depends on it all depends on what happens next, as ever. So let's have a look at the actual pull. Go down to the 5-day, 5-minute chart. Let me just expand this, and so we can see here that we've got a 1, a 2, a 3, ABC 4. So I mean that could be all we get. I mean we might want a 5. So again, the possible 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That might last into next week, a couple of days perhaps. And that would be 5 waves down, of course, suggesting that we're going to see another leg down. But that's normal anyway. You know, looking for an ABC, 5 waves down can be either an A or a 1. But obviously 5 waves down would actually leave the 5, a possible 5 as a possibility. So we need to monitor as we go forwards. I'm negative in the shorter term, negative in the medium term, but feel that in the longer term this decline will take us to possibly another key low to rally from. But as I say, FTSE looks very different. All right, gold. I think what we're seeing here is a corrective 4th wave at the moment. A, B, C. It hasn't quite equaled the low of the A wave, but we have seen a fairly good rally. So it may be the correction has further to go, but it's pretty close. And it depends on how this rally continues. Let's have a look at more. Well, it gets pretty noisy, really. You see possibly a 1, 2, maybe a 1, 2, 3. Sorry, a 5-part 3 wave. So that would then be a 4 coming in here. I think one more rally would suggest that we have actually seen a 5 waves up, and that we are going to that we have actually seen a key low on gold. I mean, all markets get overbought. How good the fundamentals are. Basically too many people get on board, and nobody left to buy, so you had to have a sell-off. This can confuse the fundamentalists a bit, but that's the way markets work. So the fact we're seeing a sell-off is quite normal. We just need to see that this rally has some kind of impulsive characteristics, which it does, but it's not over yet, I don't think. Well, no overall change of view on Bitcoin. We can count 5 waves up, but that's our count really. It's going to keep vanishing. Oh, there it is. Alright, so we got a 1, 2, 5-part 3, quite a messy count, but it's there. ABC 4, now a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 part 5th wave. Now it's possible that what I counted as a complete 5th wave is actually a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it's Bill's count, in fact. But for now I'm thinking this might be the end of it. The only problem is that we can count it as an ABC1, a complex B, sorry, an ABC A, a complex B, and then a C wave. But all will be revealed when we see the subsequent move from the final peak. So 2 points. This may be the end of the rally, but it's possible we're going to see one more leg up as per Bill's alternative count. Having seen the final part of this move, we can either see a corrective ABC, and then we're going to go up towards 20,000, or we could actually end up making new lows. My feeling is that we probably have seen a key low, and that it's more likely we'll see a move up to 20,000. But we shouldn't ignore the other possibility. Looking at the short-term action, the situation is slightly confused by a possible 5 wave count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, A waves can be 5 waves, and it could alternatively be counted as an A, a B, and a C. I mean, Bitcoin does like to keep its options open, I find, and and of course, an Elliott 5 can be counted as an ABC, given certain parameters, and this could just be a sharp ABC. Anyway, that's one possibility. We then got a B, that's pretty clear, but then it would be so in any case. And now we're sort of going sideways, but my case is that we're probably seeing a C wave, maybe 1, 2, 1, 2, and then down. But there are a variety of possibilities. We could be seeing a triangle. We could have seen an A, B, C, D, E, hence the triangular markings here. We just need to see some confirmation. I'll go down to a shorter term chart just to check. This is a 1 minute chart, and we are seeing some decent action. In fact, we are seeing possibly impulsive move up here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're getting some acceleration coming in. So perhaps we've just seen a triangle, and we're now going back up again. Whether that's part of the original move or part of a new move, I'm not sure. And it is, of course, very short term. It's only 160 points at the moment. So it's not enough to be too convincing, but it's encouraging, certainly. We've got the similar sort of pattern, really. 1, 2, rather squashed 3, sort of rising wedge type thing. 4 and 5. And we just sort of, again, we've got the same kind of pattern, testing an ABC, really. I had bought that rally on Bitcoin, quite a tight stop. But it looks quite a worthwhile rally, so we'll see how it works out. But it's, I mean, all trades are risky, but a tight stop's quite handy, and it's quite a nice, the momentum's quite encouraging. That's all for today. Financial news. I'll be back with the report on Tuesday morning. Have a great bank holiday weekend. Thanks for listening, and bye for now.